Right, hello, lads and lasses. Welcome back to Boys Down Under. It feels like forever since I've said this. I feel a bit rusty doing it as well. Might need to polish up the old intro, but it has been a while. Far too long by my standards. But I'll be honest with you guys, it is extremely hard to come on here, talk about 10 minutes when there is nothing to talk about for 10 minutes because it has been so dead on the Celtic news front. You know, not much to talk about, but as we approach the Scottish Cup showdown against Dundee United, there might just be enough to talk about to keep you guys interested. Before we go any further though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I know it's been a while and you probably don't want to subscribe because it has been so long, but if you do, be forever appreciative and it really helps support me and helps support the channel. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, disclaimer, if you hear a big old lawnmower or tractor in the back, I apologize. Hopefully not. Hopefully my dad's around the other side of the house doing his thing. But if you do, I do apologize. Regardless though, we're talking about the money. And right now, all I can picture in my head is the Shane O'Mac theme music, him skipping out and walking down to the ring, if you get the reference. But Celtic's money is what we're here to talk about. And there's a few things we can talk about regarding Celtic's finances, but let's start off with the definitive. And it has been calculated how much revenue Celtic are going to make from their European run this season. Now, a lot of factors go into how this is calculated, and there's a lot of different sources of income Celtic can make money from. Now, it all stems from, you know, how many wins we get, which competitions we participate in, how far we go into the competition, you know, a lot of different things. So I'm going to break it down and we're going to round up the fees and I'm going to go through it all. So we've earned 3.4 million, now this is all going to be in euros, from our 10-year coefficient, which I believe refers to the fact that we've been competing in Europe for the last 10 years straight. I believe that's what that means. So 3.4 million euros there. Add on 3.6 million euros for participation in the Europa League group stages. Add in 1.89 million for 3 group stage wins. 245,000 for redistributed money. And 300,000 grand for participation in the Conference League knockouts. Now those figures are rounded up. I'll round it down, but the overall fee is just under 9.5 million euros. And that equates to £8 million and just over 14 million Australian dollars. So it is certainly a nice little cash injection into the club for what was, I would say, a valiant yet disappointing European run. But you can't complain when the club is making money, and that is what we've done. It is still a nice flow of money coming into the club that can be redistributed into other areas, invested into other areas, but it can also be saved for the upcoming summer transfer window. Now, speaking of summer transfer window, former Celtic star Moussa Dembele has been subject to much speculation around his future at Lyon. As we all know, a couple seasons back, he went off to Atletico Madrid on loan and he had an option to buy for around 40 million. They didn't exercise that fee, Atletico Madrid, so he went back to Lyon. Now, apparently, Manchester United are looking to acquire his services from Lyon, and it is being widely reported around the footballing world. Now, the fee is set to be around £25 million minimum, and that is only 6-7 million more pounds than what Lyon bought him for from us. Now, as we all know, you know, it's a Premier League club, it's Manchester United. They've got money, but when a Premier League club is signing a non-English player, the valuation of that player goes down quite a lot. It's never going to be as worth as much as it was if he was English. Now, how does this affect Celtic? Well, during his move to Lyon, Celtic included a sell-on clause in his contract, which hasn't been hasn't been specifically outlined, but it is believed to be around the 10 to 15% region, more likely closer to the 10. So mind you, this whole move is speculation. That's why I started off with the definitive Europa League, and this is just speculation. Not certainly going to happen, but is a possibility. But if it does go through, Celtic could receive a minimum of £2.5 million if it is a 10% sell-on clause and the fee is 25 million. But as the figure goes up, or if the sell-on clause is higher, we could be raking in just a little bit extra that could go a long way in the long run. But obviously, as we know, Celtic are in a dire situation and in need of some cash. Like, we're well off, as we all know. But I know it doesn't seem like so much money. However, it certainly is a nice little fee, and you can't complain because cash is king and money is money. And £2.5 million, that covers the cost of, what did it cover? It's pretty much the cost of Dyson Maeda and Rio Hatate. You know, it can go a long way, that much money. You know, Ange knows where to find his gems. I think Leo Labata cost $3 million, you know, so not much extra than that either. So £2.5 million can go a long way. And it's a nice little fee. Now, continuing on this speculative discussion, Kieran Tierney is allegedly being heavily tracked by Real Madrid. So the story goes that Real Madrid have been scouting Bukayo Saka from Arsenal for a month or now, but during their scouting of Saka, they've also discovered Kieran Tierney, and he is allegedly being wanted by Madrid in the off-season. And no fee has been speculated as of yet, so I can't give a ballpark figure, although considering a lot of things, he has just recently, in the last year, signed a contract extension at Arsenal, so to buy him out of that, it will cost a lot of money from Real Madrid. You know, add in the Prem tax, I'm speculating around the 30 to 40 million mark, and it could even go higher for that for Kieran Tierney. Obviously, it won't be too high because he is a left back, and there's, you know, you get that decrease in valuation when a player plays in one of those positions, but still, you know, it's still a lot of money because Celtic have a 15% sell-on clause on Kieran Tierney. So it will cost Madrid a lot to bring it in, and Celtic could be reaping a lot of rewards if that move does happen. So watch this space. Anyways, into the second half of the video, and it is all about Callum McGregor, Celtic's Capitan, the leader on and off the pitch, and he is clearly held in high regard with his teammates. Now, he was given the captaincy this season, and it was expected he would. I don't think there was many doubts that McGregor would be succeeding Bruni. However, a lot of supporters did doubt it, saying for that specific reason that he is no Scott Brown. Now, McGregor has came out this season and he has proven to every single fan that he is no Bruni, but he is still a great captain and he leads by example on and off the pitch. And he's been receiving the plaudits not just from media outlets, not just from fan media like yours truly. He has been receiving the plaudits and the recognition from the squad around him. Recently on Celtic's YouTube channel, they're doing interviews with players, like short 3-minute, 4-minute interviews where they ask a range of questions, and one of the questions that always pops up is who is the best trainer, and the answer always is the same. It is always Callum McGregor. It's clear the players hold him in such high regard. The captain is the best trainer in the group, as he leads by example. That is no surprise to me whatsoever. You can tell the players respect Cal Mac, because if your captain isn't the best trainer, then who are you going to look up to? And Joe Hart has admitted as well on Celtic's YouTube channel that Callum has been, and I quote, exceptional this year, and he has loved working with him since the minute he stepped in the building. Now, it goes on to say Callum has made him feel welcome at Celtic, and even though Joe Hart is 34 years old, he's pretty well known in the footballing world, when you go into a new environment like Celtic, away from the comfortable Premier League that he is used to, you'll need to, you know, get used to the environment, and that is something Callum has done. You know, it's proof. It's just more proof that the right decision was made on Callum McGregor to give him the reins from Bruni and to begin his own era as Celtic skipper. You know, I don't think any Celtic fan can doubt Callum McGregor being the captain. I certainly don't. I think Callum McGregor has been one of the most consistent performers this year for Celtic. He always goes out there, gives it 100%. If you can hear the tractor, I'm sorry, but still, you know, I think he's been absolutely excellent for Celtic this season. I wouldn't say Callum McGregor is certainly one of the best players we have in terms of quality, but you know what? I actually think he is. I think he is one of our strongest players. He goes out there week in, week out. He is playing with a broken cheekbone for the last month. For even longer than the last month. He is our phantom of Celtic Park. Callum McGregor, hats off to you. And the players recognise it, the fans recognise it, everyone recognises it. You were the right choice. and I have much more to say. But that is all from me. So if you did enjoy the video, please remember to like it. Remember to subscribe to the channel. We will be back tomorrow with a preview for the Scottish Cup showdown against Dundee United. Should be a great game. Have some great atmosphere at Tannadice. But until next time, hail, hail.